subpoena. So just as a heads up, your relationship with Ray might come into question. You might get called in.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know.
Yeah,
so that
for sure.
You kind of were in the know about what's going on.
I'm looking at the text records, and it doesn't look like I'm in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking at his phone records, it doesn't seem like
They wouldn't care about Bunny. They might care about the mayor, which is why I'm trying to make sure that she doesn't get like impeached or some shit.
I'm going down to see if there's anything more. No, it doesn't look like it. So they didn't subpoena far back enough to see any conversations that I've had with him recently.
Yeah, and if anybody asks, you do not know who Michael is.
No, never met the guy.
Exactly. I might get called in because he has contacted me, but it's going to be airsoft billboards scraps.
Yeah, for sure.
So as far as I'm aware, I don't know who that person is.
James
Ron.
Come and see.
But anyways, just wanted to let you know so you weren't like surprised
if
anything went down. You're welcome, because I just found out about this and I was like, oh fuck.
I'm seeing the last time I actually texted Ray. The last time we spoke was 6 days ago, a week ago.
Okay, you should be fine.
Yeah. And we were just talking about not having sex. It was actually the night that I turned him down to go sleep with Orgasm.
Oh. Jeffy's back.
Yeah.
I guess we're done our conversation now.
There's 3 cops outside. Want to talk to Bunny?
Okay, bring him in.
Going to leave or?
Nah, you can stay. I don't care.
Okay.
What did you say?
Oh my god!
Did you say come in?
Yes.
Yeah, come in.
Oh, we're coming in. We're in.
Come in.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, hello. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Oh, Nancy's here.
Hi.
Nancy's here. Well, this is perfect. That's fine.
Great. What's up, guys?
We're all very concerned with.
Oh.
Now, I am very aware that this news was broken to me on April Foods, so I'd like to have Nancy Drew clarify if this was false or not. I was told the Polito Farmers Market will be shut down.
Oh, and Dean
And
World.
I haven't slept since.
And Dean World also.
And Dean World also.
Yep.
Oh my Christ. Okay. And that's really happening, right? That's happening.
It is really happening. We do not yet know if it is going to be short-term or long-term. But because there's being a new system put in place for businesses to operate out of their own individualized storefronts, just for the way that I understand it is just for the stability of the infrastructure of the city, the booths will temporarily be shut down.
I see.
Yes.
I told you it was not a spicy prank. I told you this was real and true and also emotional.
I wanted to believe that it was a prank, Nancy.
I would never do that.
But you should know. You should know.
Elaborate prank.
You should know that this is going to be actually really good for the small businesses in the city, and they'll be able to express themselves more freely and more creatively at a stable location where they can be open day or night.
Yeah,
and they can sell their products.
Whatever about that.
Yeah, get down to it.
Can I check for vendors' licenses still?
No, vendors' licenses will no longer be relevant.
Well, I'll bring the courthouse down, so.
You wish?
Well,
Kaminsky says Kaminsky's going to burn the courthouse down if you take the vendor's license away.
Is that a criminal threat?
Cop. This is
a criminal threat, Kimchi?
It sounds like terrorism almost.
That sounds like politically motivated terrorism.
That actually does sound like terrorism. Kaminsky, do I need to send you back to prison?
I didn't even say that. I don't know what the hell.
You literally just said I
can't believe you're a terrorist, Kimchi.
This is unbelievable.
I really didn't see that coming from you.
Something to check. I need something to check.
They're going to have They're going to have a business license. You can check their business license.
Oh, but they all have those all the time.
Yes, we do.
I know. I'm so sorry that you're not going to have the chance to go out there and, you can get the little man out there.
Whose idea was this?
It was Emma Gaines' idea. But I am in full support of it, and I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
So are the business license going to change at all? Like people could just open any business they want.
So it did actually become
you'll have to. So kind of the way that I would like to see it go. So I'm having a meeting with Andy later this week to actually talk to the construction company about what to expect. But essentially what's going to happen is places that do have a business license will be eligible to buy what they are calling a blueprint. So a blueprint is essentially a floor plan that you could find in like a classic office, like the office is down on Legion Square, right? And essentially you would mark a building location with your blueprint, and the construction company comes in and puts a standard layout down that you can then come in and decorate the same way that you would decorate a house. They will be able to sell their farmers market items out of that location tied to their business, and nowhere else without the permission, obviously, of a judge or the mayor. I would hope that the farmers markets would stay open. Like I said, I believe that they will be shut down temporarily for the stability of the city. But when they reopen, that'll be for the businesses that don't have official business licenses, that are just kind of getting their feet wet. And they'll be able to come there, sell their goods, use their vendors' licenses to sell goods down there, and then work their way up to a storefront location like the other businesses.
So these storefront locations, these are permanent per business?
Yes, unless they get construction, at which point then they would probably turn back over that old location to the state.
The shorts are hot.
Have actual construction. But yes, they're permanent. They're in the same spot forever. So when people submit a business proposal right now, essentially they put down the place that they would eventually like their permanent storefront to be. They will be able to basically put a temporary office in that location until, and when, if they ever get formal construction.
But it's not like the vendors thing where can anyone who has a business license just go open up a business and sell whatever they want, or is there some way for us to go
look at these idiots,
verify that these businesses are legit and are not?
They have to be approved to even have the storefront. So if they have the storefront, it means they've been approved by the government.
They'd already have to have a valid business license.
Right,
basically.
but what I'm saying is if they're coming in here saying, hey, I want to sell shoes, and I go in there and they're selling bikes and cars and all this other shit, is that okay? Is there
the thing is, people's businesses evolve after they turn in a business proposal. I would assume that many of the business proposals we have are outdated to what the businesses are doing right now. A place that wants to sell ice cream 10 months ago is probably not just selling ice cream anymore, but there's really that's just how business is. That's not
I'm not
illegal.
talking about a food place selling different types of food items. I'm talking about like I just said, a shoe place or a clothing store now selling cars and things that other businesses that are already out there doing. And maybe they don't have the correct paperwork. To be a car salesman, you probably have to have a system set up in place to make sure your cars aren't fraudulent, things like that. So that's what I'm curious about.
I don't think
anything that would need new overlook by the DOJ. Can they just go and do that, or would they have to come to you guys?
So the thing is, because this is so new and I don't even know when it's going to be established, kind of my plan would be, so we're going to have the Parks and Recreation Department reinstated. We could make a sub-department of Parks and Rec that would be able to essentially go and evaluate businesses and make sure that those storefronts are continuing to stay active, and that the businesses are kind of on track for what they originally proposed. But
are these businesses going to be, are businesses taxed right now?
Jeffy, can you let me out for a second, please?
No. So I'm sure that you guys have seen every 4 or 5 months, DIC kind of crops back up, starts to audit businesses. That all goes to shit because there's no standardized way to do it through the state government.
Hello. I just wanted to fuck with you because I know you're with cops. That's all.
You're such a dickhead.
I know. All right. You have fun. Bye bye.
How do people get taxed?
Let me in. What a
I was gonna wait outside.
They sell items, the government takes taxes out of those items. So businesses are constantly paying taxes when they're selling items. So there is no income tax on businesses as a whole because they're constantly paying tax on every good that they sell.
How are the retirement benefits from the LSPD?
There is none.
Yeah,
We
this would
need
be
to
a great
change this.
time. This would be a great time for you
so-
just to yell out April Fools. Okay.
So-
This
so
would
your
That's
best-
going to be within
this
your
is
own
the-
department that you're going to need to talk
Oh,
about
boy.
allocating some of your funds to retirement.
I have an idea. If you're pressed about not being able to press
said-
people for their vendors,
he said, "I wanted to
licenses,
fuck with you
storefronts
'cause I know you're with
not gonna
cops right
have
now."
The most apt parking, you know.
Okay.
Agreed.
So
I
all these
have a
cars out
question.
front, you can just ticket them, fucking tow them.
That's not the
People for that.
same.
Hold on, I have a
mean, it's
question.
close.
Give me the
So
same thrill.
we were talking about how the business gets paid when it pays out employees and
Sky
when
Tramp, thank
people
you for the
purchase things, but that's not really
$10
the
tip, by the way. Thank you
business
so
itself
much.
being taxed.
Well, those taxes go straight to the state.
I know, but I'm asking, the business makes money. How does that money get taxed?
It doesn't currently.
Okay, are we going to do something about that? Or is that
Well,
just too hard to track?
Grandson's calling.
so the thing is they've tried and failed 3 times now to tax businesses, but because businesses operate on such a large scale some of them make $50 a week, some of them make $100,000 a month.
Merriman, thank you for
Like
62
the businesses,
months.
the way that
Thank you so
they
much.
earn money is just so wildly different. You would need a really nuanced taxing system, I would
Yeah,
think.
why don't we just have every single business set up a business account, and every time they charge a customer and a customer pays, it has to go through that business account, and then we tax based on what goes in there.
It does. So currently, that's exactly what
does.
happens for formal businesses. They have a business account, and then they are charged taxes from the state, but the business itself is not. So the customer basically is paying those taxes, right? The business itself is not paying those taxes. See, I think the most probably the best way to do it would say like businesses that make under X amount of income a month pay 5% business tax, and businesses that pay over
there was
X
once
amount
an
of income pay
idea
7%.
for this
pay
whole thing
tax.
that would have worked really easily a long
Yes.
time ago when DIC was created, but
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Wah!" So maybe if DIC was just implemented the way it was meant to be implemented, we wouldn't even have to worry about this.
Wait, am I not supposed to be paying my monthly tax anymore to the DIC?
You should stop because there's literally no way to track it.
Tight. Okay.
Well, I mean, you could still just keep paying it though.
I mean, you could if you wanted to, but there's
You
I
should.
mean-
It's the right thing to do.
I think it was
the-
something
at
like if their profits were less than 15% of their income, they got taxed like 5%. And if it was the other way around, they got taxed more, something like that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
kind of what I was thinking. Basically just an over under pay 5 or 8% basically. Business tax monthly. That's the way it was at the very beginning, back when I actually first started running businesses, and you had to come to the courthouse and pay those to a judge monthly. But the thing is, because there was only like 1 or 2 judges who were actually accepting those, everybody just kind of stopped doing it. Because
I tried for like
judges,
3 months. To
yeah,
pay
I
my
think it was
taxes
Stanton.
once.
Yeah, Stanton. That
Yeah.
just kind of stopped coming around. So
You okay?
Kimchi, are you good?
No.
No, you
No,
guys are giving him a
he's
gut
not.
panic attack.
No.
This is not good.
Here,
This isn't
guys,
good.
you guys should really find something else that gives you joy other than
take a lap. Take a lap.
finding
Breathe.
businesses that don't have a vendor's license.
Toby,
Yeah,
fuck
well,
you.
look for a different joy.
That's not the thing. See, you're looking at it from the perspective of us enjoying giving someone a ticket. It's not.
You just
that.
said there
It's
was a
the-
thrill.
It's the enjoyment of knowing people are obeying the law. It's seeing those vendors' licenses. That's what it's about.
Right.
I think that's a load of bullshit, but okay, whatever you say.
It's keeping the people honest. I actually find no joy in doing it. I just know it means a lot to Kaminsky. I really don't care either way.
To be fair, maybe Kaminsky might actually get some joy out of it, but ultimately, I mean, he brought me around to it because he raised a very good point: is that people were spending money on these vendors' licenses, and for the most part, a lot of the police force
You
wasn't
can't
looking
say
at
that.
it.
I totally
And then he
can.
really started cracking down on it, and I think he's brought a lot of order to the vendors or the farmers market.
Yeah, I actually tried when I was when I first was getting it like deeply into business, and this was a few months back. This was when Abdul was mayor. I actually wished that there was a singular vendor's license that allowed you to work at the market forever, that you would pay like a heftier fee for, rather than $1,000 every month. Maybe pay like a $10K up front.
Well,
It
I think
lasts
the
you for the
problem
year.
is that it all comes back to money flow in the city. Yeah, sure. I'm sure we
Yeah.
have a lot of money in the state account. That's fine, whatever. But like right now, we have a really big problem with anyone can just go get money from anywhere, and no one
True.
cares. You know what I mean? Like, there's no DIC or IRS at the end of the year to be like, hey, how did you get $1 million bajillion How did that happen? You don't have a job. So with the vendor's licenses, it's important because those are the people that are actually, you know, that's our only way to kind of validate
start
how people
laundering
are making
so much money through the soap company.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what it comes down to. It's like, is there going to be ever any system in any way for us to verify this large amount of money people are getting and just throwing around?
Listen, I would love to set up a stable DIC with a standardized way of doing taxes, even if we only did taxes every 6 months or, you know, every 3 months or whatever would work. You know, I don't think it needs to be necessarily a monthly thing, but the fact of the matter is, like, I just want it to be fair to small businesses as well as huge businesses, right? Like, I'm more concerned about the people who are making $1 million and not paying any tax than the people who are making $500 a week and not paying any tax.
Exactly.
But yeah, like the thing is, I don't actually know, because I know that the DIC thing wasn't really relevant when Emma was mayor. I would need to kind of go back to either Abdul or Andy.
Andy was there when it was created.
Yeah. So I think I need to talk to Andy later this week about some other stuff for construction with the farmers markets anyway. I can talk to her about DIC. My main concern is how do you actually enforce that businesses are paying these taxes, because there's just frankly a shit ton of businesses. There's over 600 businesses in the city. And some of them that were established before we had our system in place are unregistered basically on our back end. So it's like, how do we even, guys, there's just so much. We're in the next 3 weeks, we're actually going to be going through and finding out which businesses are actually inactive. We're going to put out like a statewide announcement that just kind of reminding people daily that if they own a business, they need to come and verify that their business is still an active business, and all inactive businesses are going to lose claim to the properties they had originally put in their business proposals. Just because property is going to become really relevant, you know, with this new development in storefronts. So yeah, there's a lot that I want to do. And I completely agree that businesses should be paying business taxes, especially large businesses that have been going largely untaxed for the past year. It's just something that I need to look into and figure out how enforceable it actually is.
Well, if I can suggest one of two ways, if you're passionate about DIC and you want to make it work, I would automate the whole thing. Like I said, make sure everyone has like you said, everyone has a business account. They have to get
fucking taxes.
But if there's a system we can set up to where they actually, every single dime they earn from their business has to go into this account, and then we can automate the taxes from there. If that's something that's too hard, I would say we probably need more like money laundering type of charges. We have money laundering now, but there's no way for anybody, DIC, anybody to just detect that. And normally that should be pretty easy to figure out. So those are the one or two ways. If we care about that, those are the one or two ways. Either automate,
wondering, when you pay asset fees basically on your vehicles, I'm wondering if there's a way, if there would be a way to essentially put up business income tax connected to the owner. And they could just obviously take that back out of their business account. But it would essentially hit them with a fee directly to their debt app that they would be able to see is connected to whatever XYZ business.
Yeah. So say they made like $60,000 this month on like the 30th or whatever, whenever the month ends, there's an automated system that says, okay, this is what you made this month compared to how much you spent. And this is going to be your tax percentage for this
Johnny
month.
Riggs.
I mean, it should be very easy if that's something you want to do. People might not like that, but I mean, there's other ways. I know.
I mean, the thing is, like, as long as small businesses realize because the thing is, like,
he's on his phone.
a 5% income tax on a small business, it's really not going to add up to be that much. I think big businesses are going to be the ones who are going to be a little bit more pressed about it. But honestly, I don't really give a shit if you're making, $3 million a year. What you think of me. Yeah, I thank you so much for coming through and talking to me about your concerns and stuff. Listen, I want business to be fair. I'm really, really passionate about small business, and I really don't want to fuck anyone over. But as a standardized business income tax, I think is a completely legitimate, a completely legitimate like tax that we could set up.
I don't want to do taxes.
Wouldn't hurt small businesses.
It was fucking painful.
Honestly, it wouldn't even hurt big businesses. They would just
especially
not paying
with
$250,000 or whatever.
And if people want to get around that tax, I mean, there's always room to get around that tax. If they want to do that and someone investigates it, then there you go. But I think it's a very easy system for people to understand and also get around if they really want to do that. But we got to go, actually. We got some calls, so I appreciate you talking to us. Do you guys have any other questions for her?
Why did you ruin my life?
Why did you ruin Kaminsky's life?
Yeesh.
because I wanted to and I could.
Okay.
Ooh.
True.
That
Okay,
sounds like your ex-wife.
her.
Am I right, Kaminsky?
Shut up. Let me
Quick
out of this
question.
prison.
What
It's
does
unlocked.
DIC stand for?
Dick.
Yeah, it stands for dick.
Got it.
Come
All
on.
right. No, that
Bye.
answered that. All right. Thanks.
You guys have a nice night.
Yeah, you too.
Wow.
Fuck those guys.
Yeesh.
Being in the mayor's office is so fun. I'm gonna go meet Hardcastle.
Oh, about what?
I have something I need to give him.
Oh, okay.
You're fucking off for a bit.
Me? Oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck off for probably like a couple hours and then
Okay.
be back, baby. Better than ever.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you later, Nancy.
Okay. Oh my god.
What?
The James games. There's so much to it. I wanna.
Oh my sweet lord.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that's our
That
boy.
Colin?
Yeah.
Colin on top. Hell yeah. W.
He usually is. All right, gotta go.
Oh my god. Dan.
Like you said, a vehicle or something that's compatible. Yeah, like that's
Oh, poor Jeffy.